Streaming television and movies has literally changed the way we consume content and is fueling the current Hollywood strikes. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, George Clooney, Meryl Streep, Leonardo DiCaprio, just a few of the celebrities who have donated 7 figures to provide aid to fellow SAG-AFTRA members as they forego paychecks during the time of the strike. Actors started striking last month, writers in May, all saying while their shows get millions of views on streaming, their residual checks can be just a few dollars. Claire Atkinson, a contributor at the website The Ankler and host of The Media Mix, joins us now to talk about what's happening. Claire, thanks so much for taking the time. We understand that studios have reached out to writers, but not to negotiate necessarily, to talk about the negotiations. What's that about?
Right. It feels like Friday there could be some momentum here. We've got 2 things going on. We've got that request to meet, and we also have these huge stars like Dwayne Johnson, Oprah Winfrey, Meryl Streep saying, this sucks, guys. We want some movement. We're going to donate money. I love Meryl Streep's comment. She said these corporate executives are taking the humanity out of the profession and also the human. And that speaks to this idea that AI is a big problem for actors and writers. Yeah, and
that's going to be part of the negotiations, obviously. Do you think that is a deal breaker?
I think that there's so many deal breakers. They want higher wages. They want an 11% increase, around 5 in the couple of years after that. So there's a lot on the table. There's so many discussions. What we've got in the backdrop to all of this is a big media earnings season where Wall Street's going to be asking the likes of Warner and Paramount and Disney, where are the profits from these streaming services? You've spent billions of dollars. Now where's the profits? And on the other side of that, they have the actors and the writers saying, you got to give us more of this pie. We need to see revenues come to us. We want residuals that represent what we're contributing to the table here.
So during a strike, these are some big demands. Do you think anything less than what they're asking for will be able to end the strikes for either union?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. They would say we've been on strike for 3 months in the case of the writers. The actors a little bit less. I think July 13th was the date they went on strike. And they're holding firm, at least the comments that I've been reading on X or Twitter. It feels like they're digging their heels in and they want what they want, and there's no compromise here.
There have been reports, at least with the WGA, some studios are waiting it out, seeing if the writers at the end of the day, will eventually have no money to pay bills. That's obviously a tactic. You think it can work?
I think it's possible, but I think, as I said, with these big celebrities bearing down on these CEOs who know these people personally, to have that pressure. They also have the pressure of the California state retirement system, which has been, the actors and the writers have been reaching out saying this could be a threat to this asset. You should do something. So they're using every lever they can to put pressure on those studios. And, we'll hear what those studio bosses will have to say this week and next week.
And just for our viewers to understand, you talked about AI. What are they arguing here?
So if you're a background actor, you come on the set, you do your thing, and then they need to change something or they need different lines, and you come back. What the fear is that little digital replication of who you are can be manipulated to insert those words into your mouth, and that they don't need to pay you again.
So there's no coming back for another day rate or whatever it is.
They just have to pay you for a half a day or a full day, whereas perhaps before it was, however many days or weeks they needed you.
Talk about the changing landscape. It's literally changing in front of us.
Yeah.
So if this is still going on through the fall, and that's a big business concern, what could spring lineups look like and the summer blockbusters look like?
Yeah, I think we've got momentum at the movies with Barbie and Oppenheimer, and then we've got this fear that perhaps there aren't any movies. We get people back to the cinemas, and then suddenly there's no movies to watch. There's the fear that we might not be able to see the Emmys, and the schedules are being changed up. Like, what would happen to the Oscars if there's no writers to write the lines? What happens to red carpet if there's nobody to promote the movies? So I think that the thought is that everybody can go a couple of months and still be okay. There's plenty of news and sports that the broadcast networks and the cable networks and the streamers can pipe in there instead. But if it goes longer, If it goes to January, then there's real pain at the studios. Oh, pain on both sides, actually.
I was going to say pain on both sides, because these folks who are striking, they're foregoing their paychecks. And then at the end of the day, when the deal is made, they've still lost all that money.
Absolutely.
And the studios are losing money too.
They want to see a new business model that compensates them, gives them residuals, gives them a piece of that revenue that may come with streaming.
Yeah, strikes are never really good for anybody.
Nope.
All right. Well, Claire Atkinson, thanks so much for taking the time, bringing your expertise to the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.